insecure.
Have a conversation with your husband. Sit him down and tell him that this is exactly what happened. You are pregnant, you are with child for another man, and what does he want to do?
Sister Sister is proudly sponsored by Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste, and Kivu pepper.
Every footprint tells a story. From every walk of life, they faced challenges, celebrated victories, and made their mark on the world. Welcome to Footprints, where we walk through the incredible journeys of extraordinary people. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. as we dive into the lives of those who've left indelible marks. It's not just about where you end up, but how you got there. Footprints, celebrating the paths that shape us all. This and every Friday at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This election season, Channel 1 TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel 1 Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice.
With updates from all stakeholders nationwide, this is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel 1 TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We're here for every step of the journey. Channel 1 TV, your election bureau.
Hello, you're welcome to another edition of What the Papers Are Saying. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. Thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of the show. When we come back, we'll take you to the stories that made headlines, and then we'll look at all the angles that the various media outlets took on these particular stories. To stay with us, we'll be right back. So welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. So let's dig into the stories for the week. We'll start with politics. Of course, the two major political parties have been accusing each other back and forth over the upcoming elections. What have they been saying? Let's start with the Ghanaian Times. They say NDC accuses NPP of plan to rig December 7 polls. The Anchor says NDC and NPP accuse each other of plotting mayhem exactly 16 days to December 7th polls. Daybreak, NDC plot to use vigilante group on election day exposed. Daily Analyst, NDC makes rigging claims against top soldier. The Chronicle, NDC calls on GAF to probe Brigadier General Opoku. The Ghanaian Times, no cause for alarm. The Ghanaian Times, no cause for alarm. IGP allays fears ahead of elections. Daybreak 2024 elections, police assure media safety. Daily Analyst, IGP outlines blueprint for election security after 2 years of meticulous preparation. The Chronicle, election security will be robust, IGP insists. Channel1news.com, election 2024, manage your expectations, IGP tells political parties. And finally, with elections, citynewsroom.com, election 2024, we will deal ruthlessly with troublemakers, Dan Parry warns. We'll move away from elections. Let's take you to road infrastructure, because this week the president inaugurated the Flower Pot Interchange, and it's come with a lot of developments, especially with some hawkers taking over the place, leading to the Greater Accra Regional Minister himself clearing them. So what are the stories around the inauguration, as well as the return of some hawkers and subsequent clearing of them? Let's start with a daily graphic. Flower Pot flyover opens. Daily Guide, Nana opens Flower Pot Interchange. The Ghanaian publisher, Ekufuado, commissions Flower Pot Interchange. Channel1news.com, Flower Pot Interchange, government institutes 24-hour security to ward off hawkers. And finally, on citynewsroom.com, Titus Glover dismantles structures of vendors at Flower Pot Interchange. So those are the stories around the Flower Pot Interchange. Let's move to education. The issue to do with some rice that has been alleged to be expired. Let's see how that story has panned out in the media. Daily Guide, rice fed to SHS students not rotten, Education Ministry. Channel1news.com, expired rice, use appropriate channel to address concerns, EduWatch tells minority. citynewsroom.com, free SHS charge silence on expired rice surprising. This is Ablakwa. We'll wrap up with sports and very troubling development of the Black Stars, where they failed to get into the AFCON for the next season. It's led to calls for the coach of the Black Stars to resign, as well as to get the GFA boss and others also out. What's the latest around that story? Channel1news.com, Black Stars Management Committee dissolved, and then citynewsroom.com, Otoado to continue as Black Stars head coach. So those are the stories for the week, the big ones. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest and I will look at the various stories. Stay with us.
Another morning, another day filled with possibilities. My old car reflects my journey, and today could be the day I take a big step forward. Anything is possible. Just think about it.
My shelves are ready to be filled, and soon the flat rate will open up exciting new opportunities. I can already envision a vibrant shop bustling with customers, all eager to discover what I have to offer.
I feel optimistic about import costs. Why? Because with DMB flat duty rates, my expenses will be more manageable. I can see my business thriving.
Every moment spent with my son brings back wonderful memories.
I tell you, my son, with my digital skills, now one can create games in a website.
A show of boot #1 on the ballot.
So yeah, welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. Today's edition, I have with me Selam Adonu. He's here with us at Channel 1 TV, as well as City 97.3 FM. Selam, welcome.
Thank you, Vivian.
And then I also have Samiri Afi also here with us at Channel 1 TV, as well as City 97.3 FM. Samiri,
Hello,
welcome.
Vivian.
All right, gentlemen, I think we should start with politics and then delve into other matters, including road infrastructure and some sports. But this week, of course, it's the election season. It's getting close to election. I believe today is 15 days to election. And so you see the back and forth bantering, accusations intensifying as expected. Both parties are accusing each other of plans to rig and use the military, among others. We've seen the NDC do that. We've seen the NPP do that. The NDC has gone ahead to say it will be petitioning some key people to deal with the matter as well. Let me start with you, Selom. How, as a nation, we can deal with these back and forth, especially when the military comes into the discussions. Today, we saw a video of a military guy saying that he would beat people if, you know, he has to get law and order in place and all that. So there are issues even around using the military to be part of the election proper in terms of being at the site and all that.
Well, thanks, Vivian. I think it speaks to the high stakes we have in this election. And the political parties feel they've done a lot. And so now, victory, they feel they've done enough for victory. And then what can deny them of victory will be other factors that they may not directly have control over. So, for example, the EC, maybe security and other things. So now what I see them do is to be calling out each other. I'm not sure about the allegations, but hopefully there is something in there that can be investigated and dealt with. Or maybe nothing should be in there that could be investigated. Nothing should be in there so that if it's investigated, nothing comes out. But I think these are very serious allegations both parties have made. The NDC started mentioning Brigadier General Michael Opoku, who is the General Officer commanding for the Central Command. They said very chilling things about him, and of course we know Brigadier General Michael Opoku, then Colonel Opoku during the Ayawaso West Wagon situation, and that really, and his appearance before the commission did not cast him in really good light. And the report from the commission asking that he be reprimanded because of how he led a command, or he led the team, and the fact that he failed to delineate duties, etc., about how the mission should be carried out, and all of that. So the whole Ayawaso West Wagon didn't let him look good. He was to be reprimanded, but government really, I'm not sure, did that. They didn't do that. And now, fast forward 2024, we have an election, and now the NDC, which suffered from that mayhem at Ayawaso West Wagon, has now come out to say that the same guy who led the thing in Ayawaso West Wagon is actually being rewarded now as a general officer commanding of the Central Command, and these are the things he's doing. Said quite a number of things. I think these allegations should make somebody want to look at it. I don't know who, whether the military itself, whether the NDC will be happy if the military itself decided to look at this, or I'm not sure which body should look at it. I don't know which body will have the competence and the expertise to look at the allegations they have made. On the other side, the NPP also has raised quite a number of allegations, saying that COP Kofi Boakye and some other person were leading the NDC's plot to cause mayhem in Ashanti. And it's quite chilling, some of the things they have said. In both cases, the two gentlemen who are distinguished persons have not said anything. I mean, they've not come out to say anything, perhaps because they think there's no point in responding, or I don't know. And we've not even seen a statement from the military. I've not seen a statement from the military, you know, speaking or trying to address some of the issues they have raised, either distancing their officer from it or saying something. At least a statement from them would have helped calm matters, but we've not seen that statement. Perhaps it may come, but it hasn't come yet. And the interesting thing there is that both people they are mentioning are military, security persons. Number two, that they both relate to the Ashanti region, which tells you how crucial the Ashanti region has become in our electoral politics. A lot of people. And so if you're able to move a bit, the numbers are huge, and so there's a lot of things they can do. I think a lot of these things too are happening because largely the trust in our institutions is reducing. The trust is reducing, police, even the military. I mean, a recent report says people trusted the military. I mean, amongst all the institutions, the military was the most trusted. But in recent times, we've heard about recruitment and a lot of things in the military. It's always been there, but it's gained quite prominence recently. I'm not sure whether it's because it's happening so much or it is because we are now speaking about it or people are now raising it, you know. And these are things which should concern everybody. And so if your key security institutions have allegations being levied against persons in them like this, the institutions must be a bit careful. And I think a lot of these things were happening because of the ghost of 2020. What happened in Teshima and South, till date, we've not seen any resolution to that.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that 8 people were killed by military people. And till date, as far as I know, nobody has been called, nobody has been questioned. The persons who were deployed, you know, on that day for that mission, whatever the mission was, to ensure there was law and order there, and maybe it escalated to deaths, etc. At least we need to have a resolution to that. We've not seen those people questioned. We've not seen the people called out. Nothing has been done. Everybody's been quiet. But 8 good people died. What did they do? They just were at the polling center or the collation center, wherever, to observe the counting and the collation. Things might have degenerated. But 8 people have been killed. Even if the people were bad people who were killed, I think we need some word from official, though. I mean, we heard somebody say there was no need because they were criminals. These are children of people. These are parents of people. 8 of them killed in one day at one place. And we feel everything is normal. That is not good. And the fact that we've not resolved that, you know, raises a lot of questions and credibility of the institutions we are going into the election with. Recently, former Shraj boss, Short, said that the fact that the 8 deaths have not been resolved was not a good thing. And until we resolve that, we cannot, you know, assume that all is well. All is not well.
Okay.
All is not well. I think we need to take a lot of these things seriously. When matters happen, let's resolve them. Let's punish those who have to be punished. Let's reprimand those who have to be reprimanded. And I think doing that will improve trust in our institutions.
Okay.
And we need clear confirmation or clear word from the government or from the system that military people will not be deployed. They are not really supposed to be part of election security. I mean, if they are in part, the team is led by the police. We need firm confirmation on these things so that we cannot be put, you know, our fears can be allayed.
Sami?
Well, it's interesting how these 2 political parties are up again when it comes to elections. We've seen their acts over and over again, and we should not be surprised at this particular accusation from the 2 political parties. And it tells you how the Ashanti region has become an important political region in the country's politics or the country's history as far as politics and election is concerned, because the 2 political parties have made their minds up to get quite a number of votes from that region to add up to their votes from other regions so they can win the election. You know, the NPP is targeting 85%, and they want to do anything and everything to protect that number. NDC is also targeting 35%. They wish to do anything and everything to ensure that they get, you know, these particular numbers to help them win the election of December. But my worry is when we bring in key actors or top security people who are supposed to be neutral one way or the other, or ensure that there is peace in the country. Because, Vivian, when there is any chaos, our last resort is the military. If the police can't handle the situation, our last resort is the military.
So what is your response to people who say, let the police do it? If you have to trigger for the military to come, then you call them in, instead of having a mix of them.
And I've heard the IGP say that they only call the military for reinforcement when they feel that they can't handle the situation. That's when they will bring the
So
military.
it means
But
all
then,
the time they call them, because we usually see them all the time.
well, per what he's saying, and per the election security structure, which I've heard the chairperson of the Electoral Commission mention quite a number of times, the Ghana Police Service, led by the IGP, is leading. And then they are back out from the other security agencies. So the military will come, and then the other security agencies will come. But the military is the last resort when things, de-escalate and police can't handle the situation. But for the NDC to accuse a commander of a whole infantry or brigade is a worry, and it must be investigated, because if you listen to Sami Jemfi in his press conference, he says that election materials and arms are being stored in Brigadier General Opoku's home in Kumasi. Now you ask yourself, have they petitioned the military high command, because Brigadier Opoku works under the CDS. So have they petitioned the CDS about this matter? Have they informed the Asante Hene about this? Have they informed the Ghana Police Service about this? When I listened to the press conference yesterday or Tuesday, he didn't make any firm conclusion whether they've made these petitions or reported this matter to this institution or individuals I've mentioned. They say that they are just bringing this to the public, and then they will follow up with these petitions. I don't know that when they met...
But it matters like this, so I'll let you continue, but let me ask our lawyer. In matters of this, an accusation made against a military person of allegedly having election material and arms. The police is supposed to immediately step in, or till it's petitioned or the matter is taken to them?
No, usually what should happen is, if the police are interested, the police's job is to ensure there is law and order. And you don't have to say you want to wait for the person to come and tell me before. You could invite the person just so you get more information. What is the basis for your saying so? If you find that the basis is quite credible, then you move to the next stage. You invite the other side. This is what they've said against you, blah, blah. You are proactive. It doesn't mean you don't have to sit and wait that they come to you. It may be too late. And so if it's too late and the unfortunate happens, you say because they didn't come. That's not your job. As part of your job is to maintain law and order. If it means being proactive, you do. There are some instances you'll have to wait for a complaint to be made. But when you pick up signals, that's why there's intelligence. When you pick up intelligence, and intelligence could be picked up in many forms. When you pick up intelligence, you move. So these guys have come up openly to say this. I think the reasonable thing to do, or the wise thing to do now, is to call them. Call one or two of them that this is the thing you have said. You said it on live radio, live TV. What is your basis?
Yeah.
Share with us some of the information we have. We are the people with the know-how to deal with it. And if they look at the data or the details they have, and it's credible, why not? They should begin looking at it from the other side. They could invite the other side, or even decide to, I'm not sure about a swoop, given the police-military relationship and the person involved. But things should start. Things should start. Maybe they may fear that they may move the materials from there, but there's a lot they can do. They can mount surveillance in the area to see if things are moving from there. There's a lot they can do. But I'll be surprised if by now they haven't called the guys who have made the allegation. Of course, sometimes not every allegation you want to follow, because sometimes there's nothing in there. But they have to look at it and before they come to that conclusion.
But for me, I feel these are wild allegations, very wild allegations. Not just any officer, a top military officer
who has a history.
Who has a history, fair enough. Commanding, I don't know if it's an infantry or a brigade or how they are their terms. And because it's the military, the CDS should be the person who may want to instruct an investigation into it. So whether that has been done or not, I do not know. But today, the IGP met the political parties. The NDC was present at this meeting, because from the pictures we saw on TV, I saw Dr. Omane Boama in there. Did Dr. Omane Boama bring this to the attention of the IGP? That we do not know. And my colleagues there didn't, tell us about this particular, because the first instance of the meeting was just for the cameras, and after it was a closed door meeting. I don't know if the matter was raised, but I will encourage or urge the NDC, if they have these, evidence to these allegations, the best thing to do is inform the IGP or the CDS. If this individual works under is with the military, the CDS is the highest, authority when it comes to the military. Petition the CDS. let the CDS take, an interest in this matter, and then we can find a finality. On the flip side, the NPP is also accusing, a COP retired Kofi Boakye, a former Ashanti Regional, police commander, that he's also scheming with the NDC to, cause mayhem and also rig the election in that particular region. It started with Chairman Wuntumi, the Ashanti Regional chairman of the NPP, who had made some accusations against Wuntumi that against Kofi Boakye that he will personally ban or bar Kofi Boakye from the Ashanti region, because they've also picked up, information or allegations that they want to, cause mayhem, and have even started training some vigilante groups in the Ashanti region in a way to cause mayhem. I think the IGP again must come in, because today he told political parties and journalists present that they are going to be ruthless and they will go all out to protect the peace of this country. That is what we want. We've had elections in this country since Nkrumah's time, 1960 something, and there's always the war drum. We are beating the war drum, but then right after the election, we don't see the drums again. So I feel the IGP, this is an IGP a lot of people respect. This is an IGP people have a lot of confidence, because people have said that he's changing the face of policing in Ghana, and there's a big tax on him to ensure that we have the peace and we protect the peace of this country. And to the political parties, we have only one Ghana. We have to protect this country. I don't know why there's always this tension before an election, and after the election, the tension flies away. If you want to cause chaos in this country, who do you want to govern? Me, my family, my friends, or who? So, you should tone down some of these allegations, because the same people you want to govern are the same people you are telling us about these stories, so that you win the public sympathy, and then this will culminate to vote for you. I don't get them sometimes. Tell the Ghanaian people what you will do when you are given the opportunity to form the next government, not to beat war drums and tell someone wants to rig the election or what. The election, if you go win, you go win. If you go lose, you go lose. That'll be all.
All right, this is what the papers are saying. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko, here with Saloma Donu as well as Sami Riafe. When we come back, we'll wrap up on politics and go into road infrastructure and a bit of some sports. Stay with us.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pop too, and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Live from the heart of the equator, get ready to be mesmerized at a night of stunning fashion and electrifying music as 1957 event proudly presents Rhythms on the Runway, the Kente edition. From Accra, Ghana to the world, this is a spectacular fusion of fashion and music to ignite your spirit. Enjoy live performances featuring the legendary Asabia Cropper, Edem, Amanziba, Nasi, Episode, Kamido, Kwabna, along with comedy from DKB. Join us at the Grand Arena on Saturday, November 30th. Red carpet starts at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Visit www.rhythmsontherunway.com to purchase your tickets or call the hotline on 053-553-4756. 200 cities for standard, 400 cities for premium. This event is brought to you in partnership with Beyond the Return and sponsored by Johnny Walker, Caveman Watches, Ghana Tourism Authority, Gold Crest Refinery. Step out in style with a hint of Kente and dress to kill. Rhythms on the Runway, the Kente edition, is a 1957 event. Media partner, City FM and Channel 1 TV.
Yeah, welcome back to what the papers are saying. We're looking at the big stories for the week, doing some politics. So, gentlemen, let's move into the IGP himself. He has also said he will go all out to ensure that we have a peaceful election. And I'll take some of the headlines we've seen. For example, the Ghanaian Times says, no cause for alarm, IGP allays fears ahead of elections. Daybreak 2024, police assure media safety. IGP outlines blueprint for election security daily analysts after 2 years of meticulous preparation. And then the Chronicle says election security will be robust, IGP insists. So we're seeing that, or we are being told that there's been preparation for 2 years to get to December 7. Also, we are being told this time that he'll go all out for the media in terms of preparation, and then, of course, a peaceful election, robust and everything. Good assurances, but anything else to look out for to ensure that these assurances are not just a talk shop, but reality? We're going to see some good stuff this time around.
Well, yeah, good assurances. That's what you expect from the IGP. You don't expect him to say they are worried about the election and that things may happen. Of course, so these are assurances, which are good. But of course, they also know that there will be difficulties. There are flashpoints which they must double up their efforts on. And so that's great. The assurance is good. But the real test to be on the day. Of course, Dampare has some track record. When you look at the by-elections he has, supervised, Kumau and especially Asinov, people gave him plaudits for how he conducted, or their men conducted themselves. And we understand in the case of Asinov, they moved into the area in good time, so they understood the area better. Now they say they've been planning this for 2 years. So we hope that they understand the system better and they're able to clamp down on any, troublemaker, where persons will prevent people from voting, persons will cause mayhem in communities, and people will not be willing to come out and vote. I think once they are assuring us, I'm expecting that they would have had all of these under control. They will have their men at the appropriate places. They will do what is right. They will ensure that nobody snatches a ballot paper, a ballot box. Allegations are flying all over the place that persons have stuffed ballot boxes and will come create some mayhem and exchange the ballot boxes. I hope they are listening. And if they say they've been prepared for this for 2 years, I hope that on the day we see the good work they've been doing in secret. I also like his caution to the political parties that they should manage their expectations, which I think is a great thing. Whether they heard him or not, or they are listening to that or not, is another matter. So yes, the duty of the police really is to ensure there is law and order, whether in election time or not in election time. Election time only poses a bigger challenge, but we believe that they have what it takes to deal with the situation, and we can only wish them well, and also let them know that if they fail, we'll come back and then talk about it and reprimand them.
It's pleasing to hear the IGP's assurance, and we wish him all the best, and we ensure that his men and himself will do everything to protect the country's peace. He's also assuring that they are going to protect journalists in this election. But my colleague journalists, the protection starts with you. The police is there to protect you, but it's better you protect yourself first before you seek help from the police. Because in election, there's tension, and in some instances where you are not supposed to be there at a particular time, I advise that you don't go there at a particular time. So the protection starts with you yourself before the police comes in.
Okay.
But what do they mean by they'll go all out for journalists? I mean,
they'll go all out to protect
journalists. That's what I mean. What do they mean by that? Are they saying that in the past or all along they've not gone all out to protect journalists? What special are they doing to make them say that they are going all out for journalists? That is quite vague for me. I need to understand that. What are they doing? All around, I thought they were protecting everybody, including journalists. So what is different about this time?
I'm sure maybe from the experiences and what we've seen over the years in terms of attacks on journalists.
But the attacks on journalists...
Therefore, in election, it may escalate.
Yeah, the attacks on journalists have not necessarily been in election years.
That's true.
What's the name? Swale was killed, and we don't have any information on what is happening. It's been years. He's a journalist, or he was a journalist. He wasn't killed in an election. I'm not sure it was election related. We don't know. and a few other things have
But
happened.
we've seen people, journalists attack not necessarily for the general elections, but for election-related. Look
Yes.
at our own.
Yes,
it was
yes,
during an election.
Yes, we've seen
Yeah.
that. But I'm saying that, you know, that should happen in the election year or close to electoral activities. We've seen all of that, and we are getting to the home stretch. Last 15 days, you know, I need to be convinced, or he needs to give us more information. What do you mean that you are going all out to protect journalists this time? Is it that you're going to give every journalist one policeman to go around with? I don't know. Let's understand that. And is there an admission that in the past they've not gone all out to protect journalists? I don't know. I think we need more details in respect of that. I don't know what they've been telling our mother body, the GJA. I don't know. But I think it is quite not detailed to tell me that you will go all out for journalists.
That's right. And I think over the years, during election day proper, the focus is protecting the ballot and the voters. Then it moves
so
to
maybe
the
this time they want to
officers,
shift another set of attention
to the
But
coverage.
how is that going to be done? I want to understand that. How is that going to be done? If, let's say, a political party is having a small event nearby and a journalist goes there to report and they attack the journalist, the police is not there, what will police do? Police will quickly come and investigate and arrest people. Has that been the practice in the past? You know, so I need more information on that. Just saying you will do it sounds good, but it doesn't carry enough weight for me.
Okay, so we'll see how that pans out. We pray that this election will be peaceful. All journalists across the country wouldn't hear anything, you know, untoward as we cover the elections. Gentlemen, let's move to infrastructure. On, is it Tuesday, the inauguration, or was it Monday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
We saw the president inaugurate the Flower Pot Interchange.
Yeah.
Our brothers and sisters who use that stretch say they've suffered for long in terms of sitting in traffic during the peak period in mornings and evenings, and so far we're told traffic flow is good and all that. But I think what has gotten into the discussion for the inauguration is the issue of vendors or hawkers around the place and how we manage these things when we build them. If you look at some of the interchanges of flyovers we've seen, authorities tried to get these vendors not to go there by putting the blocks with the pointed thing. It's not worked. We still have people who will boxes,
sleeping on
cardboards and everything and all that. You know, when I saw the flower pot, of course I love the paintings. You know, but I was thinking there should have been greens and all that. Yet again, I said to myself, if we do these greens, it won't be watered or wither out, or people will go and sit in there. Whatever you do, it will come with issues. But we saw the vendors coming back. We pushed the Greater Accra Minister himself when there are two authorities there, Lekma, and then Ayaso West Wogon. They are supposed to ensure that we don't see that somebody didn't do their job. It took the minister himself to go and destroy structures and get rid of the vendors. Can we ever get it right in terms of all that? And what do we do to deter people from going back to these places? The lady Fred spoke to said she was there when they started, and so she's come back, they finished, life goes on.
Claims to the land.
This idea too or something. And others said they had spoken to the municipality, Lekma for example, who had told them that they will be allowed to come back or use portions of it, and it wasn't about money, but they were free to do that. So it appears there's a lot of confusion going on here. Who's going to start?
The Ghanaian mentality has come to play, you know, in such a scenario, because just 24 hours after it was commissioned or inaugurated, you know, we saw pictures of this particular lady, you know, and even if you pay attention to all the flyovers or interchanges that have been constructed in recent times, you see these things happening. When Pokwasi,
fufu pounding one,
Pokwasi, just 2 days after the inauguration or commission of Pokwasi, we saw a mini choba there, mini choba at night. Somebody pounding fufu brand. You know, go to Circle. It's worse. The one at the former Peace FM, the Mile 7.
Mile 7,
It's a market. It's a market. So then you don't ask who is supposed to ensure that these people do not sell here. And we reserve this particular space for whatever they want to do it. I hear the regional minister has instructed the LECMA, or I think
the LECMA to deal with
police
it.
there 24
24
for
hours.
how long? After a week, 2 weeks, we'll come back to ground zero. We'll still have these hawkers come there. And the argument is that they don't have anywhere to sell. You know, the human as we are in Ghana, the sympathetic as we are, will allow them to come and park there, do their things, and before we realize the place is deteriorating. Look at the Accra Mall. It's a typical example. There is a mall, Accra Mall and Kasa, but you see all these petty businesses around the Accra Mall. It started with one kiosk. We didn't say anything. The second person came. The third person is now a mini village.
Yeah.
So the 24 hours, you know, I wish it would work, but unfortunately, we live in Ghana. It's not going to work. Let's give ourselves, you know, a week or two.
But what's with these assemblies who always watch until the thing blows up? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It cuts across the whole country.
You know, that's the question we all ask. That
squatters start coming in 1, 2,
and they see it every day. Members of the assembly drive past these places every day. Or is it because, family home, that attitude, that's what we are saying, or we are waiting for the regional minister of the MC to come in. And then it boils down to politics too. It boils down to politics. Henry Cortes started his make Accra great work again.
Well,
and he publicly said that how party people were sabotaging the agenda to make Accra work again. So the political factor, you can't run away from them. When Oko Van der Poel was mayor of Accra, we had the then national organizer of the NDC, Yao Boatinjan, said that Kwano Peso was saying Juma. You know, to it, he's trying to destroy our works. So the political factor is also in there. And Vivian, it's an election year.
Yeah.
You want votes. So you want to close your eyes on some of these things. And the minute you close your eyes, everything scatters.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we are going to really solve this matter, because I heard the engineer speak on the breakfast show and says that they have plans for that side. They're going to construct a basketball court, leisure areas, to give it a human factor. And then again, you ask that when you were building the road, why were you also constructing these basketball courts alongside? Because if these courts were there, I'm not sure the hawkers will come.
Oh, they'll be at the courts. What are you saying?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If they see a basketball court, I'm not sure they will come.
When they see people there coming there, they go to places they know people are, or people will patronize their wear. These same basketball people and all that will play, they finish, they're relaxing, don't buy. There's a reality of it. And the next thing, others start coming banana stands, it's what coconut seller, basketball people don't buy the coconut water. It's what it is. So I'm saying that, I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's a problem we have, right? It's a problem we have. All the interchanges we've had, of course, in Ghana, a lot of the places where the interchanges have been densely populated areas where there is traffic. So the interchanges and flyovers try to distribute the traffic. So originally, there are a lot of people there, and it's a people-centered area. And once it's a people-centered area, and in a typical economy like ours, where buying and selling or trading is a main thing, you see hawkers there because they have to sell to the people. People are there. If the flyovers and interchanges were in areas where the human traffic wasn't huge, who would they be there to sell to? So Circle, Ubiche Bilamte, I mean all the areas where
Mile 7,
yes, all the places where there's interchanges or flyovers, and there's human traffic. You see a lot of hawkers there. If you have a highway and cars don't stop there because traffic flows, you will not see hawkers there. You see the hawkers where there is gridlock, where there is traffic, because they see people there and they have to sell to them. So that is a problem. So it is not just a problem about people wanting to hawk. It's a problem first about survival. People don't have jobs. People need jobs. They want to sell. You can't tell me I shouldn't sell. Yeah. You can't just suck me away that I shouldn't sell. That's why when the former regional minister tried clearing Circle, he had to run away because the guys attacked him because it was a livelihood matter. he had to be. He was almost attacked. He had to run away for his life. I'm not sure he ever returned until he was moved to Interior. He tried his best. You know, systems must work.
I remember that day.
Systems must work. Okay, if systems don't work, all these things we are doing will be cosmetic. What Titus Global went to do is great. It's symbolic, but he can't do that for
every day. Yeah.
He cannot do that. Let systems work so that in your absence the systems will work. Part of the system will be that all these people who are hawking, what do we get for them? If it's hawking or trading they want to do, let's get a receptacle, let's get a place they can sell. Kufuor tried that with the pedestrian market, but we were not good with enforcement. So you go to the pedestrian market, people are not in the market, they are on the streets. Okay, because there was no way to enforce
They have spaces in the market.
There's nobody in the market.
And come onto the streets.
Because the city authorities failed to enforce that. So why will I go into the market when everybody is here? You understand? So you stop people from buying at the mouth of the market. Let everybody go inside. Enforce that. Do that for a long time. Let it be your work. And that's how it will be. So if you build a pedestrian market and you don't enforce it, people will not, next time, people will not even be encouraged to go and then renew their rent, etc. for the stalls, because it's waste. Nobody will go in there. Nobody. Create a situation where people passing will want to go in there to buy stuff. Discourage people from stopping there and buying things. Until you do that, nothing will work. Same thing happens for these places. You see, you're going to institute 24-hour security. I don't know how long they are going to do that. There should be a proper solution to that problem. I don't know what a proper solution will be, but that is why we elect governments. Governments should think about our problem. They have the resources of the state. They have the expertise of the state. They must fashion out a solution. A few years ago, around the Zongo Junction, I think that one of the MC there at the time was a lady. In the morning, she hold a cane and be standing there when they didn't want people jumping the rules and
fence
all of
around
that.
the flower pot.
And I asked myself, how long can you do that? Every morning, I was, how long can you do that? After a few days, she stopped. And people jam the thing. People jam the thing because there is no real system. Okay, there's no real system to discourage people from doing so. The footbridges are not quite, they are not friendly. And the footbridges, I don't know how many they can do on the stretch, but the place is so densely populated that the footbridges don't seem enough. People don't really use them.
They actually don't use them,
because the way they are spaced, typically we've not been conditioned or socialized to walk a long distance and use it. We don't have that discipline. We must find a way of cultivating that discipline, and we must use it. They've used some gauze or some nets to block the place, but people cut them.
And a larger part of it is even destroyed. When I drive past the Saturday one, and you see it,
I can't understand it, because remember that
there was an agitation,
because there were a lot of school children who were being knocked down on that stretch. We even went there to do an extensive program for CNR, and the main thing they wanted was a footbridge. It got constructed and they didn't want to use it.
Yes, because people normally, it's difficult, it's painful to use the footbridges. You have to walk a distance and climb it. It takes time. And so they look at
of their lives.
They look at the time, forgetting that it is safer for them to use it. You're in a hurry to go, and die.
So in this case, what does the authority do?
So the authorities must ensure that people use it. Okay, if people are not using it, they are jumping over the median and all of that. You get them, you punish them. Okay, do that for a while. Whilst you are also educating people. Some people really don't know. Educate them that if you do this, these are the consequences. It is wrong to do this. You could die. But when you are caught, you will be dealt with. Do it for a long time, and always ensure that the people use it. Everybody wants easy things, okay? But we must learn how to endure the hard things too. That is why systems must be created, or systems must be built. Nobody likes to do the difficult things, but it has to be. If doing the difficult things is what will build the country, we must do so. And I'm not sure anybody will fault any MCE or any assembly person for enforcing that.
We saw the Greater Prime Minister being hit at for trying to enforce the rule.
There are lawyers in this country that
and I'm saying that, and I'm saying that,
abusing, and threatening to take actions against him.
And I'm saying that there are bigger problems. Okay, you deal with the bigger problems, or you try to do them hand in hand. The two issues are different. We are talking about pedestrians, crossing the Adina Road. We are not talking about hawkers. Okay, there are two different things. Why are they hawking? They are hawking because they have to eat. I'm not saying that it is right for them to do so, but as part of government policy, we must ensure that people have jobs or create the environment for people to get good jobs. I'm not sure that people hawking enjoy it, but if you want to take that away from them without giving them an alternative, they will not agree.
Yeah.
So give them an alternative. Kufuor did a good thing with the pedestrian market, but they did not enforce it well. So it was ineffective. And also the political will to do the right thing at all times is important. Okay. So this thing Tatos is doing is great. Sometimes you see the strongmanism doesn't really work. Like what the former Greater Accra regional minister was. I hear they are very good friends, himself and Tatos Global. Maybe they share approaches. But there are times those things work.
Yeah.
But there are times those things do not work. You must deal with the underlying problems. If the underlying problems are not solved, you are wasting your time.
So with
and
this,
there will come a time that people will come at you, and you cannot fight it. Like what happened to the regional minister at Circle. You want to decongest Circle? We will love it.
Yeah.
But the people that they've been there for years, that is where they have lived, and that's where their source of livelihood comes from. You can't come one day and come and take it away from them without suggesting or giving them an alternative. We've allowed that to fester for a long time. They've accrued some rights. You can't just come and walk them out. It can't happen.
So what is the solution for the Flower Pot one? Must we get them a place, and where?
I don't know the numbers there, but it will be useful. If we see that the hawkers, there are many, let's try and get them a place. Okay, let's suggest some alternative livelihood for them. For example, if they are hawkers, let's start, okay, there's this program, apprenticeship, or this. If you want to do it, come do it. Whilst you are doing it, maybe 2 years, or we'll give you allowances so that you don't go hungry. I mean, there should be some discussion. Not 100% of them will come. Maybe 50% or 60% of them will come. You'd have reduced the number. There will be another initiative that others will also be interested in. There should be things around. But if you don't do anything, okay, you and your universities and the free SHS keep churning out numbers. People are coming from the rural areas. When they come, what are they coming to do? They're coming to sell Nkusiani Meko. They're coming to sell the plantain chips and those things. And that is how they live. So if you take that away from them, you cannot take it away from them. They will resist it. It's a livelihood matter.
All right, it's what the papers are saying. I'm here with Selim Adono as well as Sami Weafe. When we come back, we'll do some sports. Stay with us. This election season, Channel 1 TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth, data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel 1 Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice.
With updates from all stakeholders nationwide, this is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel 1 TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We're here for every step of the journey.
Channel 1 TV, your election bureau.
You're welcome back to what the papers are saying. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. I'm here with Sami Weafe as well as Selim Adono. We're looking at the big stories for the week. We'll move to a bit of expired rice saga, and then we'll look at sports. We have just 7 minutes to go from here. Let's start with the expired rice saga. Daily Graphic writes fed to SHS students not rotten education ministry. Channel1news.com expired rice use appropriate channel to address concerns. EduWatch tells minority. And then citynewsroom.com free SHS chat silence on expired rice surprises. Just this evening, the FDA has released a statement. They say we extended best before date because it was still wholesome. So, where do we go from here? The person in charge says it was fine.
No, but the FDA itself, I understand they had an initial test, or they did some tests before, and their tests suggested that the things were not wholesome. And so what happened?
So why have they come out?
You know,
to say
so
otherwise?
the allegation is that, I mean, they have been spoken to, or they have been forced to do what they are doing. But the concern is grave, okay? And only God knows how many of these things have occurred in the past or are occurring that we are not seeing. This one, there was somebody who gave a tip of that they were changing the bags or rebagging the rice. Okay, so why will you rebag the rice if you are doing the right thing? You know, from the eyes of the FDA. The FDA says they fined them because they were rebagging the rice without prior FDA approval. Why would you do that without prior FDA approval? They were rebagging the rice at an unauthorized or unlicensed facility. Why would you do that? And that, you know, they failed to do so without, they did so without FDA supervision. If what you're doing is right, get the body involved. And, you know, FDA says that tests were done. And so they rebagged them after the tests. At what point were these tests done? So some tests were done with the CSIR, some Indian companies and all of that. You know, I think what we should be doing is when we are importing rice and those things into the country to be used, let's give ourselves some time. The product should have some more time around, because there are times we store these rice, I mean bags of rice, for a long time. And so this one, FDA says they extended it to April. And the guys were rebagging without writing the expiry dates on it or the best before dates on it. And they were now bagging it into a made in Ghana bag. Why will you do all of that? If you have nothing to hide, why will you be doing all of that? I don't think they are handling this thing well. I think the contradictions here and there are getting too much. I think that, in fact, we need a proper inquiry into this. We need a proper inquiry into this. Why so? And then we heard there were initial tests that showed that the fat acidity levels in the rice were not good. They were infested with insects and things. And all of a sudden, the rice is wholesome. We need to know whether indeed there was an initial test that said those things, and whether or not it was true that medical professionals or persons, you know, seized with the matter said that the rice or the bags of rice should be destroyed because they were unwholesome. All of a sudden, FDA telling us this, you know, and I told you earlier that people in Ghana do not trust our institutions. They do not trust the regulatory agencies as well. We're a weak regulatory state. Okay? People don't trust them. This thing shouldn't even be happening, and a whistleblower shouldn't be the one to be saying it. FDA and co should be on the job.
All right.
And ensure that, and then, you know, and buffer stock and all of that. It is not correct. We need to find a way of dealing with this. And we don't know what will happen to them. They've eaten the rice, everything. And the people, the FDA people passing this and they say all over the place saying this was wholesome, etc. If we were given these bags of rice, would they have fed their children with it? Would they have eaten it themselves? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. Anytime there are such decisions, we have to deal with.
Okay.
I am Vivian. Salam has dealt with the FDA, so let me deal with the football, GFA.
Okay.
Let me deal with the Black Stars and because I love football and I was nearly.
But you can't sack the guy.
But I love football, Vivian, and I was nearly called to the Black Stars years ago, but because of circumstances, you know, I didn't go. I'm a skillful footballer. I know too much about that. Vivian, the best legacy President Akufo-Addo can do for us before he leaves on January 7th, dissolve GFA.
Can he do that legally?
He can. Them the FIFA consequence. It happened in Nigeria years ago. The entire FA was dissolved.
They suffered for it, didn't they?
Yes. And now Nigeria football is in a better place compared to us. Vivian, Ghanaians love football. Under 17, under 20, under 23, Black Stars.
That's why it's football.
I've traveled extensively. I was in Azerbaijan some years back. I was wearing the Black Star jersey. And someone approached me and said, oh, Ghana, Azerbaijan. Yeah. You know, the excitement was there. But now, can we say same? We can.
No, people mention Kudus.
Kudus. I was under 17. Under 20. We can't even say anything about it. Meteors under 23, Black Stars. And even the local league. Under this GFA, the best thing the president can do for us before leaving, dissolve the Black Stars. And all Ghanaians will support this. The entire Ghanaian public who love football.
Sure,
I am telling you, Vivian. I am telling you. Because see, the people who said we should bring back the love are killing the love. Those who said we should bring back the love,
they are setting up a meeting to look for the
problem. The love. And now see, even if Black Star is playing, people don't even care. And people are even wishing that we lose.
Yeah.
It's that bad. And football was something that united everyone. I remember Germany 2006. Oh man. And South Africa 2010. Oh, Vivian. Now where are we going?
Nothing to
and AFCON has been expanded to 24 teams. And the whole Africa. Ghana can't be a part of the best 24. Black Stars. Yehovah. So Mr. President, I beg you, before you leave, dissolve this entire Black Star. Dissolve it. Forget about FIFA consequence. After 2 years or 3 years, we will come back. Nigeria did it. Look at where Nigeria football is. Just dissolve Black Stars.
Black Stars has become ash stars. Bends down.
Well, I don't think the problem is in dissolving the Black Stars.
And then we'll build the game again.
Wait, but we saw this after the Anas expose. There was
there was no
GFA.
Came out of it.
There was no GFA. We thought we were going to rebuild. The problem is the Ghanaian and the system.
Yeah.
The Ghanaian or the system thinks that we have to make quick money. There is no honesty in the system. Until we resolve that, it is a soft matter. Until we resolve the software issue. I mean, the Black Star people, the players playing are not the people to play. Everybody has an interest. The right persons are not taken to coach.
So when you dissolve it, it bore all of us.
No, you see that. But if they come back, it will be the same.
Yeah, and not the same set of people. Not the same football people.
They are the same people.
Not the same football people.
My friend, they are the same
people. The same football people.
You will not go and do it. I'm not a football person. I love football. But Vivian will not go. It's the same people who will change names and come back and do it. Change the software. Let's instill discipline, honesty, patriotism, love for country, things like that in our people. It's difficult, but that is how to do. Not dissolving the Black Star, dissolving anything. It won't work.
All right, we'll see what comes out of this issue. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been What the Papers Are Saying. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. I did this with Samiri Afi as well as Salom Adonu. We hope to see you again next time. Have a good one. Bye.